What is up, guys? MrBagelz here, and let's test run the demo for World of Warcraft Classic. Yes, Blizzcon is currently amidst and going on and whatnot, so they have opened up a little bit of a demo for World of Warcraft Classic, as you can maybe tell by my super sweet hairdo, and I decided to go ahead and jump in. So a little bit of a background for me. I didn't play Vanilla WoW. I didn't play Burning Crusade. I didn't play Wrath of the Lich King, and I didn't play Cataclysm. I started in Mist of Pandaria, which was, of course, the most beloved expansion. Not really, but I started then because I was playing an older MMO known as Dark Age of Camelot. I did a lot of things in that game. I loved that game. It was, for me, I grew up with family members who played the game, and I have walkthrough books that were given to me as gifts because I love this game so much. One of them was given to me by a teacher because she played World of Warcraft and her husband had played Dark Age of Camelot. She gave me that book, and I still have it to that day. That book, I've had that book for, oh my god, almost 20 years now. So it's pretty crazy, and it's pretty entwined in like how I grew up a little bit. So I, when growing up, actually kind of hated World of Warcraft because so many people were leaving Dark Age of Camelot and games that I was playing to go play World of Warcraft. And I didn't understand because I didn't play Warcraft 3. I didn't have this background with the world already. So when the game was coming out, people were just full-blown excited because it was a world they had already experienced, but now they get to be a part of it instead of just kind of being an observer and whatnot. So I didn't get to play because I didn't have that background. So now, because of them essentially having these classic servers, I get a chance to have a bit of a glimpse into what classic might have been or what classic was. There's been a lot of people saying that this is exactly what classic was, and there's some people who say that, you know, it's close, but it's not the same. And so I've kind of dived in a little bit with this character. I made a rogue troll rogue, and I kind of ran around a little bit. We jumped on stream for a minute or two, just kind of explored the zone. You can't go anywhere but the Barrens, which for some people is fantastic. For others, there's just so many people you can't really kill the quest mobs that you want. One of the things that I quickly noticed is that you don't want to fight anything that's like a couple levels over you. You could probably get away with 1 to 2 levels before it becomes kind of difficult, which is very different from the current game. Current game, you could probably kill things like that are almost 10 levels higher than you without any problem. I mean, not now since the scaling changes. You won't see anything that far ahead of you, but before the scaling changes, you could, especially if you had heirlooms on, you could kill just about anything you wanted and it wouldn't be an issue. There's some other changes like stealth. You move very slow, which you didn't move that slow before. Oh my god, it's pretty loud. I didn't realize that. Stealth is really slow. Everything you fight takes a lot more effort to kill, unless you're fighting something way under your level. Of course, the quest log has gone back to the way it was, which is you have to basically, if you have a quest to do. Oh, no, I don't have the heads. Stuff comes up on the side here, but it doesn't sit up there the whole time. It only sits up there when you're gaining quest items. Your quest log is, you actually have to read what it wants you to do. Sometimes it lists what you want, but if you're looking for something, it's not just right on the map anymore. They've got, of course, the beloved talent system where you have talent trees, which is probably one of the biggest draws for this to me. I love talent trees. A long time ago, I might not have played Vanilla WoW, but I actually played a game called Allods Online, which apparently was a WoW clone, and so it had a lot of systems very similar to WoW. So when playing that, I actually had to go through talent trees and stuff like that. So I love talent trees. I love playing around, trying to figure out what way you want to make your character. It just helps your character feel like your own, feel like yours. So one of the things is, I jumped on this guy and I've been running around testing things, and you know, we have throwing axes, which is pretty cool. I've definitely big callback. Like I said, you know, I didn't play Vanilla WoW, but I played kind of older MMOs, which give you that same kind of treatment to a degree. So it's kind of cool to see like resistances, because I can remember having to build full resist armors for the games that I played, where it's like you needed a full set of resistances. And from what I hear from Molten Core, you need a full set of resistance gear for Molten Core. So when it comes down to it, it's like it brings back that kind of nostalgia with me for those older kind of MMOs where you're like, oh my god, you know, I need to do this. You have to train your weapons and whatnot, so you can't just grab a weapon and do whatever you want. You actually have to go around and kill stuff. The demo started out kind of weird because when we started out the demo, you actually have it is really actually loud. I didn't realize. Let me kill this guy. Hey, come back here. Enemies are running around like crazy. When you start the demo, you have like a full level of rested experience, so you get your first level pretty quick. You can only get to level 19, and honestly, I mean, all you're able to do is the quest in this zone. If you've ever done questing in WoW, it's pretty much the only difference is they don't tell you where to go. You actually have to figure out where to go, and that's the only real difference. I mean, it's a little more challenging and stuff, but like you actually have to read, and you have to be a part of what you're doing, and so that's why I think it feels so good in comparison to how in current day it literally just puts a little blip on your map, and then you just go there, do the thing, and come back. So I think it makes people feel a lot more involved in what they're doing. Having the resistances and actually caring about your stat points, and you know, I chose this chest piece has agility, so I chose it over an armor piece that has like a ton more armor. That could have been a bad thing, could have been a good thing. I mean, I don't really know how important one little point will be, but in the grand scheme of things, it might actually be super important. But that's the whole thing, is you have to make these choices, you have to think about it, which in current WoW, it's just what is... Hey, that's weird, why is his name lit up? In current WoW, it's basically just go there, do the thing, and you're good. So I think it kind of leaves this, you know, people want that kind of involvement. They want something that makes them feel like what they're doing is important, instead of just what they're doing is just a task. You know, they tell you to get the beaks for the Plains Traders, which I haven't gotten one, as of recording, of course. They tell you the beaks, and it you know, in terms of what you're doing, it's just basically plain boring quest where you're just killing these guys to get the beaks. But you don't have an area where it goes, oh yeah, they're gonna be in this area, so just go get them. You have to track them down. You have to find them. If other people kill them, well, you got to go find a different one. You know, there's of course Mancrick's wife for the Horde, where you're trying to find his wife and what remains of her and whatnot, and so that spawns a lot of jokes. But not knowing where she is brings people into chat to try and ask, you know, where do I find her? What do I do? Where do I go? People actually have to interact. They have to talk. So in those regards, I think it's really good. I think having Classic as an option is going to be great. I think a lot of people are going to want to play it. I do think it's going to pose its own issues, though. I think that for people who don't have the nostalgia for the classic kind of MMOs, they're probably not going to have that much of a draw to play Classic. I think the only reason why they would is because someone else pulls them into it and says, hey, you know, come do this. But for the people who maybe don't have as much time, or people who just don't want to basically put up with things being slower, they're not going to want to stick around. They're probably going to play it, they're probably going to try it out, and then they're going to be like, well, nah, I'll just go back to what I have. I mean, you got to think, for how many people who have like max level characters and stuff and have put a lot of time into those characters, it's going to feel, for them, they're just going to feel like they're playing the same game just in a slower form. But for the people who played Vanilla, who played Burning Crusade, or even played Wrath of the Lich King, they're going to come back to this and they're going to go, oh yeah, this is what I remember, this feels good. I think that one of the other struggles that's going to come is just that people are going to come in expecting something, and they're going to get something different. They're going to come in expecting that same feeling they had, like when they were younger and they were playing Vanilla WoW. They're going to come in and they're going to expect all this history, all these times that they had with their friends, and then it's not really going to turn out that way, because nostalgia is a double-edged sword. It's really great and it can make you feel really good, but then once you try to live in that world where you're being nostalgic, you start to realize that there's no way you can go back, and you're never going to have the same feeling that you did when you were in that moment. You know, it sucks. When I was younger, this was before a lot of patches and stuff came out for Dark Age of Camelot. And I remember having a stint of time where I couldn't play it. I was basically just too young. I couldn't afford it. My parents didn't want to pay for it. And we weren't, very wealthy in terms. And so I didn't get to play. Well, when I finally did get to play, the game was drastically different. All these patches had come out and all this different stuff had come out, and it was quicker and maybe a little more streamlined and whatnot, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't what I remembered. And so it kind of bugged me a bit. And then I remember playing on, someone had got me to try a private server, and at that point I just was like, I don't really like this. You get to a point where you realize like what you were doing in the game wasn't what you enjoyed so much. It was the people, and it was the times you had with those people that you enjoyed so much. You played the game as a way to pull everyone together, but ultimately it was the fact that you had them and you had this huge amount of time that you could spend with those people that really created that experience. So it just gets kind of sad, especially if you play a game that doesn't have as many players, because ultimately you basically just get to a point where you might just stop playing because it's not the same. So you'll have this nostalgic moment where you're having all these memories and you're just like, this is so great. And then once that drops off and the luster is gone, you're kind of left with something that maybe you don't want to do. Now, that's not going to be the same for everybody. There's going to be people who love Classic, of course, and there's going to be a lot of people who come in for these systems that aren't really in the game anymore. They want to experience them. They want to see how it is. But I think that once people start getting to the point of doing Molten Core, and you're trying to get 40 people to basically put their schedules on hold to be able to do this raid, and then potentially get nothing, I think it's going to be a big challenge. I think it's going to be tough. They have announced, though, that Classic is basically going to be just a part of your subscription. So as long as you're subscribed to WoW, you're going to get it, which is pretty cool. I think that's pretty good. I think a lot of people expected to have to buy it. And I think it's good because it'll give people that's weird. It'll give people the chance to take a break from the main game and just go to something that's a little slower, maybe a little more relaxed in ways, and kind of feels more rewarding. So then when they go back to the main game, they can get in the right zone for like raiding and whatnot. I think we're going to find a lot of people who raid, who do like they just log into raid, are probably going to come over here and start leveling characters and get a character capped out, so then they can also raid over here. I could just get the distinct impression that that's going to be the kind of draw that happens. You're going to, of course, get a lot of the people from the private servers who come in and play Classic, but I do think there is going to be a large sum of people who start playing it and it's just not for them. It's not what they expect. They hear all these stories from people about how amazing it was and how fantastic it was, so much better. And I think there's going to be a lot of people who start playing it and they go, well, what do you mean it's so much better? You're probably going to have a lot of people who started later in WoW's history and go, well, I can do all of this in World of Warcraft and faster, like in the main game. Why would I want to do it here? Those are the people who, WoW is kind of a single player game for them. This is the version where you need people. You need people with you. You need friends. You need a community. You have to have that, especially when you get later in levels. You need the people who lose their mind and throw a party for you because you get level 60 and they're all like super pumped. You need you need friends. Like, that's what you need for this game. It's not the same as regular how current World of Warcraft is, where it's kind of, you can play it by yourself. Like, you can play current WoW by yourself and you'll be perfectly fine. That's not going to be the same here. Like, you can work on leveling, but you're going to hit a point where, especially depending on what class you are, you might not be able to play by yourself. These are a lot of the little problems that are going to come up for different people, which you can say, okay, well, all those people will stop playing and then you'll just have the people who want this experience. And that's good. That makes sense. That's perfectly fine. I just think that when it comes down to it, you've got to be really aware of what that could do to Blizzard's kind of commitment to it. Because if they don't have a lot of people playing this, I don't know, they might not be committed too much to supporting it. It's just, there's a lot of little, I say that all the time, there's a lot of issues that can come along. But that all being said, I think that this is a great thing. I think it's going to be really fun. I definitely want to get a character up to 60. It's probably going to take me forever, though, because I don't have a huge amount of time. But I think ultimately, this is a great thing. I mean, Everquest does something somewhat similar. They have progressive servers where it starts off at the beginning of the game, and then after a certain amount of time, it moves its way up and up and up and up until it reaches the current status, and then they start over with a new server. So I think this is, along those lines, a very, very great thing. Especially in terms of getting people to subscribe who maybe don't like the current game but loved the old game. I just think it's good. There's nothing ever wrong or bad about doing something like this, about having a server that takes you to a different time, especially for a game where you have millions of people who play and have played. All you're doing is giving people the opportunity to play the game how they loved it and to stick with that. I just worry that once the nostalgia goggles come off for some people, they're going to start basically just whining about it. I have a feeling that there's going to be a big group of people who just basically start causing a big tiff about how they don't think it's as great as other people do. And you're going to have more people who are basically upset because, you know, Christmas decorations are out during Halloween. It's that kind of thing where they're upset over something that in reality maybe doesn't matter that much, but to them it's like the whole world. And of course, you know, me saying that, don't put Christmas decorations out until December. Come on, really? Can you not, please? Just let Halloween have its time. Let Thanksgiving have its time. I mean, Black Friday starts on Thanksgiving. Anyways, whatever. Back to what we were talking about. No, I think this is going to be great. And I'm really, really excited that Blizzard is accepting this. I know that there was some resistance and whatnot, but it's good to see that is kind of going away a little bit and that they're giving in. This Classic is supposed to drop summer of 2019, I believe, so that's pretty cool. Hopefully they'll put up more demos and more like betas and alphas and whatnot as time goes by, and I hope they start pulling in people to work on Classic who are part of like private servers and whatnot. I think that would be really cool, but we'll see what happens. For now though, now that we've spent like almost 20 minutes talking about this, we're gonna actually make a character. We're gonna go over to the Alliance side. We're gonna take a little peek at what they have. Basically, this is the problem, guys. You can see the world as it was before it was like broken apart by the cataclysm and whatnot, but all you can see is this one zone. There's really not much for us to go and like explore. A lot of what you can see, you can already see in the current game. So it's kind of like on stream, we ran through the entire zone, but it literally you're not seeing much. Like, you're just seeing what the world was like at that point. And when it comes down to that kind of stuff, like I had said, my issue with playing demos and playing betas and whatnot is I get very attached to my characters. I get very attached to their progression and stuff like that. And so when I play like a demo or something, it's hard for me to really care about what I'm doing. It's hard for me to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to go quest, because I'm going to lose that character. Like, it's a demo. I'm not going to get to keep this character. It's going to disappear. I also prefer the whole starting at level 1 type experience, because you really get invested in what you're doing with your characters. So it's tough for me to be like, oh yeah, man, let's go stream and we'll go level this character in this demo and then he'll die. Like, that's basically what's going to happen. So I just wanted to explore, and we did. We kind of looked around a little bit. But a lot of it is basically just what you would come to expect for Barons. So when it comes down to it, if you want to get the demo, if you want to explore the whole zone, take a look at what it looked like, that's probably the best way to do it. In terms of what we're doing here, I mean, we're pretty much pretty much just going to go jump over and make an alliance guy. Yes, I am a trader. I don't just play one side. I play both. I like to see the whole story. I did really love, there was one part where, what's it called? Do this. There was one part where people were like really upset with the Horde because they thought the Horde had like basically betrayed the Alliance. I think it was during Legion or something like that, and they just hadn't seen the other cinematic. They hadn't seen the other side, so they didn't know about what it was pretty cool. It was pretty funny to see people so adamantly like arguing what happened because they don't play the other side, so they only support their side. It was pretty funny, but yeah. So this is cool. Let's get back to the Barrens. Let's get back to Crossroads. We'll log out there. We'll make a character. We'll take a peek at all the old models. I mean, this is all stuff. Honestly, guys, if you wanted to see a lot of what Classic was like, you can legitimately just load up Classic videos on YouTube and watch, like the demo and whatnot. There's really, saying this right now probably sounds really stupid, but there's really actually no reason to even watch my video for this, because you can actually just watch Classic gameplay videos. You can watch Molten Core, you can watch all these different things, and yeah, it might not be HD or whatever, but you're going to get more of a glimpse of what the game is like. In this demo, you're literally just seeing what questing content in this one zone was like. So after you show literally three things: the character and the resistances and what they need, you show the spell book. Sure, if we were using a caster, we would have different level spells, which I think we're going to make a paladin. Oh, hey, check this out. There you go. Yeah, see, rank 1. I don't have any higher ranks. I have rank 2 of backstab, but rank 1's not in here. You get different ranks, so as a healer, you want to use like a low level spell to heal and whatnot. And then once you show the talent tree, that's about, and talent tree and the quest log, these are like right here. These three things are like the only things you really need to see to kind of understand what you're getting yourself into. There's like I said, there's no arrow on the map. You're not being shown where to go. You have to find it yourself. Kind of forces you to explore the world, which I love that. I'm a big fan of exploration games, so I love the idea of like, okay, so I need 60 Quillboar tusks. So we got to go find where the Quillbars are. I don't know where they are, so we got to go hunt them down. And then if you can't find them, you talk to people, and it bolsters the community. Checking out the resistances and that effect is pretty cool. And then I love the talent tree. That's probably my favorite thing about this. It feels so good. It just feels so right. It feels so classic. Not like classic WoW, but like classic MMO. I just love it. I absolutely adore just talent trees and whatnot. But anyways, now we're here. Let's go make a character. Now that we've had, like I said, 20 minutes to sit here and talk about classic WoW and whatnot, let's make something. Let's look. So just to start out with, I don't think this is ever going to change. I think you have like 6 classes. The Alliance get Paladins, the Horde get Shamans. You can't cross, but you can still get loot of them, so that's fantastic. So you've got Warriors, Paladins, Rogues, Warlocks, Mages, Priests, and I think there's one more. Yeah. Wait. Oh my god, humans can't be Hunters? Holy crap, I didn't know that. That's weird. You've got Hunters, of course. Let's see if there's anything that I'm forgetting. Druids, yes, of course. I think that's about it. I think that's all you get right there. So what was that? I wasn't keeping count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 classes. About 8 classes. That's all you get right there. And then you've got the humans, you've got the dwarves, you've got night elves, and you've got gnomes for, oh god. They're so ugly. Gnomes are the worst. We've got Crossbite. Oh my god, yeah. No Jaw. Prime Beef. And then, of course, you've got the Trolls. Orcs, Undead, Tauren, Trolls. Should not change unless they do progressive servers, which I don't think they're going to do. I would like if they did, like, well, I mean, progressive servers couldn't be too bad. And then just the classic server becomes, well, it's its own different thing, actually, so that wouldn't work. I like the idea if they started out with just classic, and then they added a server for the Burning Crusade, and then they added another server for, you know, something else, and then something else, and something else. So then people can play through at least the first 3 expansions, you know. Well, no, I mean the first 2 expansions. I don't think people really care too much about going back to Cataclysm. But I'm not sure. Maybe they do. Anyways. So we're going to make a human. And wait, can these guys be... They can. We're all going to start in the same place. So it doesn't really matter what we pick. So we're going to go Paladin. Let's just make our guy look super tan. Let's go super tan. On his face. Just make him really, really tan. That's the best one actually right there. That's really good. That's my favorite. We'll go make him an old man. Make old man Jenkins. Oh god, crossbite. Get like a full beard. Can we get like a full-on beard? There we go. Look at that. Old man Jenkins. There you go. Old man Jenkins. Perfect. Should work. Thank you. Whoa, look at your armor, dude. We're doing it. Where do we start here? I don't remember for them. Was it Westfall? I don't think it's Westfall. Look at this old picture, man. So good. Whoa. I think we are in Westfall, actually. We are, in fact. We are in Westfall. We are at Sentinel Hill.
Well met.
Look at this guy. Brian Stoutmantle. We can come in. We can get our quests. Oh, this is the other thing that I really liked. Look at the text as it scrolls. Look at that. Oh my god. I'm sorry, man. I can't. My throat is like bad today. Ah, there we go. That's better. It scrolls. That's I wish they would have kept that. I wish they would have kept that in current. Look at this. You actually have to read it. You have to see it. It's so good. Task, if you choose to accept, is to patrol the grasslands of Westfall. Track down and slay the vile gnolls that seem to be working there.
See you later.
Cool. Goody goody gumdrops. If you die, it's actually dying really isn't that much different than normal. Look at this. Look at this run animation. Oh my god. How terrible is fall damage now? Would I die from this? Oh, I barely took any damage. Okay. No complaints there. What is this? Seal of Righteousness. Fills a paladin with... Ooh, oops. I didn't mean to do that, but okay. Oh, I can use that whenever I want. Cool. Seal of Crusader. Fills a paladin with the spirits of Crusader, granting 54 melee attack power. The paladin... This is way different. These things are kind of cool. Just base attack. Judgment, of course. Let's go kill something. He's now talking to me, which I really hate when they do that. Targeted party member is protected from all physical attacks. Oh, weird. We got that too. Blessing. Let's go. Let's look at our log. Do I have anything that's not on the bar? Yeah. See, here we go. This is what I was talking about. So this is rank 3. So what you would want to do is, because the mana difference is so huge, you would want to use like the lower one if you're not hurt that much. So then you're not burning through your stuff. Do I have Crusader Strike at all? 17 mana. I don't think I even have Crusader Strike. Nope. Stupid game. Yeah, so yeah, I don't think we have Crusader Strike at all. Diplomacy, find minerals. What? This must locate stuff for us to mine. That's different. The human spirit. Spirit increased by 5%. Do I have Crusader Strike? No. There's no Crusader Strike at all. So there's like no main attack. Alright. So we've got guys up on the hill. They're just fighting. I mean, that's the thing. Like, now we're just literally just go do quests. Like, how are we already almost level 16? What the heck? Let's heal. That's the thing. No, attack. This makes it so it do an additional 3 to 12 holy damage every attack. And we've got Judgment. So like we're basically just a caster at this point. Weird. Because we don't have any like melee attacks. So we can go over to our talents. We've got Divine Strength, that increases our strength, of course, very important. We've got Protection. We've got Armor bonus and chance to block. Cool, cool. And then we've got increased melee attack power. Oh, no. Against attack power bonus of your Blessing of Might. Okay? Or reduce mana cost of your spells. Nice. So you can like bump up your strength or your intellect and then work your way down. This is so bizarre. It's so weird not having Crusader. Is it on one of these? Is it a talent? I don't see it at all. Wow. Yeah, so this is way different. Way different than how Paladins are now. It's cool. I like it. You just get down on them pretty much. I think a lot of people complained a lot about Paladin because it felt positional attacks are the best. Oh, look, we have a gun now. I think a lot of people complained a lot about Paladin back in the day because it was literally like you kind of auto attacked. What's funny for me is playing this kind of with that change makes it feel like a healer class in Dark Age of Camelot. You actually basically just auto attacked. You didn't have any attack skills. You were a healer, but you could use like two-handed weapons, and you were literally to level. If you didn't get a group with someone, this would be for that class. This would right here would be what you did the whole time. That was the game for you if you're trying to level on your own. There you go. This is it. How fun is that? That's what healers had to do. If they didn't get a group with somebody to level, this is how they had to level. They didn't have attack skills. They didn't have anything they could do. They literally just had to sit here and auto attack. I almost just died to that bird. Holy crap. Whoa, big heals. Whoops. My bad. There goes all my mana. I'll take like 10 years for that to come back. Yeah, so if you didn't use certain things, what is this? Oh, DI. Cool. You are protected from all physical attacks and spells for 6 seconds, but during this time you cannot attack or use physical abilities. Once protected, the target can be made invulnerable. Divine Shield. Cool. Oh, oops. So this is kind of different. It's definitely much different than how it currently is for Paladins, for sure. Makes me think of like Tyrion Fordring. It's way different than how it currently is for Paladins. I think there would be a lot of people who probably preferred this a little bit. You feel more like a cleric almost, and less like a what's it called? Get that stun off. You feel more like a cleric and less like a warrior of the light, in my opinion. Like I feel like I'm 1 second away from trying to bring people into the church. It's kind of cool. And then, of course, Westfall. I mean, Westfall, I don't think is going to be much different, honestly. Oh, we don't have any speed buffs, do we? Wow, that sucks. We got melon juice. Delicious, of course. Super good. But yeah, guys, I mean, there's really not much... There's not much more to say. Like, we could go around and sit here and do these quests. But it's just going to be, we're just doing the quest for this one zone. And that's about the gist. Like, there's nothing super crazy to do right now. It's just classic. It's classic World of Warcraft. It's just playing the game as it was when it first came out. And just getting a little bit of a glimpse of it, seeing how it works to begin with. That guy's a hunter over there. Good for him. Ooh. Defias. Oh, no. I heard the Defias were really strong. Let's go die to the Defias real quick. Come here. Come here. No, dude, come here. Don't you throw a weapon at me, thank you very much. Oh my god. It does cost mana to do that. Get him. Hit it right in the butt. There you go. Give me your money. What was there's like one mob that people are like, the Defias is known for that like kills people all the time. Let's try to find him. We're gonna do that. That'll be the last thing we do. We're gonna do that. Cool, smack it up. Get him. Yeah. I could definitely see Paladin being a struggle to play, just because you don't have really that many attack skills. I should be stunning more than I am. I just kind of am not doing it. We've got Harvest Golems over here. We've got another human Paladin running around. I want to find the Defias. Aren't they up here or something? What I really wanted to do, honestly, I'm not going to lie. When it comes down to the demo, I'm a little disappointed. Because I wanted to see Stormwind and Orgrimmar. That's what I wanted. I actually don't... When it comes down to the leveling and all this different stuff, no offense to Blizzard, no offense to Classic fans who wanted to try it out and make sure that it's what it's supposed to be. I didn't care about this. I want to see the towns as they were at the start of the game. You know, I want to see Orgrimmar. I want to see Teldrassil. I want to see Stormwind and the Undercity and whatnot. I want to see what it looked like at day one. That's what I want. I want to explore and get out in the world more than I want to do any of the questing content, honestly. That's what I care about. I want to see what the game was like and what it was at the beginning, you know, 2004, 2005. I want to see what it was like back then, just in terms of how the world looked, how different it was. That's what I'm interested in when it comes down to Classic. You know, I would like to see some of the dungeons and see like the difference and whatnot, but I've heard that some of those dungeons took like hours to get through. So it sounds like it could be pretty fun if I met a group of people, but I think like doing it with random people would want to like make you want to like rip your freaking eyes out of your sockets. All right, found some smugglers, found some Defias. Got a rogue over here doing her thing. Where's the Defias people? Oh, we do have the Defias to kill them. Wow, okay. I didn't realize I even had that quest. I was just kind of like going at it. Uh-oh, someone died here. Are we about to die? Oh, God. We got a Defias Trapper. Come here. 6. You can stun off on him. Make sure I got that buff up. Wait a minute, what is this? That's again friendly target, increasing melee attack power for 5 minutes. Okay. Oh no. Okay, it wasn't that long. I thought it was gonna be a really long route. He was the only one in here? Alright. Well, I had a feeling I was about to walk into like a den of death. So. Okay, well there's like there was some rumor about Defias people that would like destroy you. I think it was like a mage because you didn't have any resistances or something. I don't know. Like I said, I never played Classic, so I don't really know the things that people had like gripes about. Whoa. Look at that. Oh, we can't go find Hogger, huh? Bummer deal. Alright, well. I think the best way we can end this is with a glimpse of the ocean, because apparently the water looks different in this than it used to. Oh, we can go see Murlocs. Alright, there you go. We're going to get killed. Holy crap. This is not a good idea, actually. There's a lot of Murlocs over here. Didn't even think about it, guys. I'm going to try and sneak our way in. I just want to see the ocean. Can you leave me alone for like 5 minutes? Let's get underwater a little bit. Oh, look at that. Look at that blue. Oh my god. It's so good. I love it. That's hilarious. You can't even really see under the water at all. Oh, this is what they talked about, how you could use the water as like a stealth tactic for when you're like hunting people down and stuff. Especially for the undead, because they like an undead rogue could probably just sit underwater forever if they still have the breathing capabilities and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that. The sound of you jumping in and out of the water is super hilarious, I have to say. But wow, look at this. I will say the Oasis water looked a lot better than the ocean water, but it still looks really superb. Look at that water. Look at that light effect. Good lord, that is old school. I love it. Fantastic. Well, guys, with that, as we are out in the ocean, let's go swim over to the boat real quick. See, this is like, I like raiding. I do. I like raiding. I like, would you stop? I like raiding. I like doing dungeons. I even like to PvP sometimes. But what I really love is getting out in the world and just trying to like find new things and see different things and find something that maybe most people miss, like a quest line or something that people don't really get to see, just because they're, you know, trying to get to max level as quick as possible. I love stuff like that. Like that's the kind of stuff I really love. So that's why I really want to be able to play Classic. Oh my god, that water noise is so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad and it's so good at the same time, because it's just like, come on, this is so ridiculous. Oh, I wanted to get up on this guy right here. Come on, you can do it. Where's my swimming skill? Oh, I did it too. Oh, I'm so stupid. Ugh, if I wasn't... You did it. I watched you do it. I'm going to sit here and keep trying this until I get up there. Come on. You freaking had it. You dingle-donger. You suck. Come on. Get some better hops. Be a basketball player. You can do it. I believe in you. This is how I spend my demo time playing. Trying to jump on a boat that's probably been here forever. Dude, I just had it. How did we not? Alright, fine. I give up. I give up. We'll just go over here. Okay. But with that being said, guys, that is where we're going to stop. We took a little peek at each one, and you get the gist. You really do. With a demo like this, we would need more. Like, especially with MMOs. Oh my god, don't scroll in. It's a face only a mother could love. With demos and whatnot, there's really not much you can do besides the little bit of stuff that they give you. But when it comes down to questing, it's like, it's just MMO questing. Like, there's not... The only thrilling part in it is having to figure out what you have to do based on the text and not just being told where to go. So it's not really... You know, it's not like we're going out there and like killing a raid boss and stuff like that, or we're not doing a dungeon or anything. It's really, this demo was just meant to show people, hey, it's gonna be classic. Like, stop worrying. We're not changing things in a way where it's not gonna be what you want. It's gonna be exactly what you're hoping it will be. So, best of luck to Blizzard. Best of luck to the Classic community. Best of luck to people who really are pulling for this, who want to spend 3 weeks in Alterac Valley just doing that nonstop. Best of luck to all of them. Like I said, I will probably on stream have a character that we play. I don't know what I want to do yet, though. A part of me is thinking of a rogue, because I think it would be really fun. But I'm not too sure. We'll figure that out in time. But for now, that is going to be it for the test run for the demo of Classic WoW for Blizzcon. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. If you don't like what I have to say, yell at me in the comments. Talk crap to me. Do whatever you want. I don't care. I'll try to reply, and I'll try to still just be nice. But when it comes down to it, it's like, that's how I feel. I feel that once the nostalgia goggles come off, there's probably going to be a lot of people who are like, actually, I don't really want to do this. But then what that will mean is you're just going to have a community of people who want to be here, and that's going to be good. So I think once that... It'll be like a graph. It's going to start low, go really high, and then it'll come back down, and then it's going to just flatline out, where it's just going to be people who want to play this more than they want to play current, who want to spend the time in this world that they remember, and the world that they once fondly spent so much time in. But for now, that is it, guys. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you will join me next time. I am MrBagelz. Goodbye.